And a good morning to everybody. How are we all? Sorry. Good evening, everybody. How are we? Hopefully, everybody's doing fine and had a good day and had a good week so far. Just let me sort this out. I don't know where all the other stragglers are. I thought they might have, um, yeah, turned up. Maybe they will. You're going to say a quick hello to everybody here. Who do we have here? I see Rex Railroad. How are you, buddy? Oh, so you got the cookie. Oh, you don't want the cookie? You want to give it to mum and son, to Tammy and Ray. G'day, how are you? Walk the dogs and put the pigs and goats up. Okay, Tammy. That sounds like fun. Okay. Okay, so we got Anthony. G'day, how are you? CSX Enthusiast Productions, how are you? Nice to see you in here. Joe Raider, how are you? John Benicki, Curly, Dwight, how are you? Hey, Curly, a house next door to my place is up for sale. You can come over and buy it. There's a nice studio. We can build a layout and we can connect our two layouts together. And as well, we can go tuna fishing together. Kai Stevens, how are you? Again, hello. Tammy and Ray. Mystic Railroad, how are you? Randall Ellison, how are you, buddy? Stormy Sky Productions, and of course, Wigwag. And to whoever else is in the background. Let me just fix up a couple of things here. Because a couple of your regulars are not moderators in here, so I'll just quickly fix that up. Where are you? Dominiki. There you go. I'll give you some powers, buddy. You can have a bit of power in here. If anyone misbehaves and whatnot, you give them the boot. Who else was there? Oh yeah, Stormy Sky and Rail Production. No, I'm not going to give you. No, I'm not going to give you any powers, mate. Bugger you. You went out and had fun with Pappy, as I saw at that rail junction. So no, you're not going to get nothing. Just joking with you. Ron Moen, how are you? Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to see you in here. Yeah, you're a good regular in all the channels. Yeah, I'll give you some powers as well. Okay, and yeah, even though I'm here in Australia, Stormy, I can still see what's going on, thanks to thanks to the joys of the internet. Well, this week it's still been a bit hectic for me, running around with doctor's appointments. And Tuesday I went up to Sydney. I went up to G'day, Eltham. How are you? Armitage, welcome aboard. I went and got picked up my passport with the US visa stamped on. Nancy, how are you? So yoo-hoo, I can travel. I just got to make some more money somehow. But yep, no, that's all sorted. Gerald, how are you, bud? Nice to see you in here. So that's all sorted. It's finally in my hand. I can start booking my flights. I'm not saying a lot of us to visit the Midwest. Yep, and I tell you what, I'm not making any concrete plans, but any ones that are on my list, and I got their addresses, look out, I can come out and knock on your door. G'day, Thomas, Split Rock, how are you? But it's good news. The system that when I went to the embassy last week. They give me a visa, an unrestricted visa, where it cuts out a lot of red tape. So I can shoot over into Canada, come back into the United States without any hassles. It actually works out better than the visa waiver. So that's a thumbs up. But I still got to go in and out of doctor's appointments. I've got one this afternoon. So it's not going to be a long stream. Les, how are you? Yeah, yes, Joe. An Aussie invasion, but at least you're going to get a good Aussie. This is a good Aussie. We've got to have some fun. You gave me a wrench. Does that mean I have to work now? Oh, bloody oath, Ron. Yeah. No free rides here. So yeah, it's only taken what 14, 15 months to sort out, but when I went in there, it took 15 minutes and a week to get it stamped out. I tell you, Sydney is a shithole. The amount of walking you got to get to those high-rise buildings or whatnot, I tell you what, your feet end up killing you. They end up taking a lot of the public transport that we used to have on those routes, so you could do a lot of bloody walking. And I had more comfortable shoes this time. Okay, what I'm going to do is I received some mail in this last week, so I will deal with that straight away. James Goulton, thank you very much for your stickers. They'll come in handy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you want me to send you $1,000 for the two stickers? Okay. Well, look, I've only got $100 gold note here, so pretty cool. Two, one for each lens. So that's good. Yeah, there we go. Yes, C6. I'm glad that headache is over. I've actually got another bigger headache to deal with at the moment, and that is with the legal, with the lawyers over in here regarding my wreck. That's a bit of a nightmare, but I'll get on top of it. Hand-to-hand combat. Oh, Spirit Lock, did you have to give that away? Gee. A surprise letter I got here today, got it on, actually when I got home, from Sydney, and it's from our mate Dwight Curley. I don't remember giving you my address. I'd like to know where you got my address from. Daniel, how are you? Daniel, how are you? Nice to see you in here. Very sexy sticker. Thank you very much for that, buddy. I really, yep, I love that. I'm going to have to make a special billboard up the top here. And there's a note here. Okay, let me read the note. Hi, Arty. Could you please send me 10 ton of bluefin tuna so I can make tuna cookies for Wigwag? No problem, mate. I'll go and pick them up. How much is a mail sticker to Australia? I don't know. There's nothing in here. There's no price tag on the label, so Tammy doesn't want the idea of the tuna cookies. Boy, I'm all over the world. Yeah. Hey, that's good, bud. It's good. It's good. $1.40. Yeah, that's about right. And I don't know who's this one from. $1.45 for whoever sold this, but there's something lumpy in this one. Who do we have here? The words complete gratitude. And it's from Tammy and Ray. Oh, this is beautiful. Sometimes God forgets you're awesome. So this is your reminder. Thank you so much, Lumpy. Yeah, Lumpy. Nice little keyring. Thank you so much for that, Tammy. You guys, all you guys are awesome. Even though you, Derek, how are you, buddy? Even those who haven't sent me anything, look, you guys are awesome just being in here. Oh, Ray, crab cakes. Oh, now you're talking. Oh, they're yummy. Oh, they're just unbelievable. Even the crab sticks, they're just scrumptious and sweet. And oh boy. Okay, well that's it for me, guys. I'm going down to get some taco. I'll be back in a minute. No, just kidding. G'day, Leo. How are you? Kyle, how are you? I was just kidding there. No, show's not over. So, yeah, it's really appreciated. It's really appreciated that everybody comes in here and hangs out together. What's that about? Wasn't Lumpy Anthony Dodge a nickname in high school? Could have been. Could have been. Krabby Patties. Okay, you guys, mate, talking about food. I only just had breakfast, and you guys making me hungry again. Oh, I don't mess around, Randall. I really don't mess around. When I go shopping and get something, I don't mess around. I go in, get what I want, and get out. I don't want to be hanging around the shopping centre for too long, unless there's a few little. No, that's the wrong channel for that. Okay, I'm going to put an invite to see if anybody wants to come in and hang out and talk a bit of crap. Right, layout. We're not going to go there, Kyle. We're not going to go there. What time is it there now? 8 a.m. No, it is 10:15 in the morning here, which will make it about 8:15 in the US. He just got home, had dinner with Mum. Okay. All in all, I tell you what, even I don't know if Les liked them, but we got these crab sticks we get from our fish and chips takeaway store, the shop here. And I've got to say, they are awesome. Layout construction, where am I up to? I just got one more harness to prepare at the moment, and that's done. It's been freezing cold outside here, too cold to basically do any work. I mean, even the rabbit didn't want to go out on, what was it, Monday morning? She came up to the back door and I said, "You want to go out?" And she's like, "No, not going out," gone inside and plonked herself right in front of the heater. It was freezing cold. What made it cold was the wind chill that we were getting from the southern Antarctica. The wind eased off. It was actually quite a nice mild day, but yeah, rabbit, not the eating type split rock. But I tell you what, she's a persistent. G'day, James. How are you? I just had your stickers on board. Thank you so much for that, buddy.
Hey, Arty.
G'day, Randall. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm making it. How about yourself?
I was actually quite good. I went to bed early last night and woke up, and I tell you what, my feet are killing me still from the other day.
Yeah.
I can barely walk.
I'm just waiting to see if I get a call. I think they're showing me number 2 on the board right now. So
yeah. I haven't seen the end yet. I haven't seen the end yet, Anthony. So don't give too much away. I will have a look at it later on. Name is House. What? Look, winning or whining. Well, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to try not to do any whining today. But yeah, it's I'll get to finish doing that last harness today, and then I'm going to rearrange this room because I need to get to this corner here, rip out the roundhouse building, and start working on that. That's the next thing on my project. So it's going to be a big mess. I mean, it's a big mess now. It's going to be a giant mess here. There will be out of a game. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm slowly and utterly going to be getting there. Okay, here he is. G'day, Thomas. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Okay, Jeff. Yeah, no problem, bud. Yeah, wait. Yeah, so once the roundhouse is done, this corner's finished, and I can start bringing in the top layer in. Went and got my, and this is interesting. When I went to get my passport on Tuesday, Ray, don't even go there with me on that one, mate. They're pets. They make good silent alarms. Trust me. Anyway, yeah, I ended up going to Kashua Hobbies, which is Western Sydney, and as you all know, we have a pretty good rail system here and public transport system. Well, that's what they reckon. But it's in Liverpool, Western Sydney, and what happened was I've gone in there. I went and got myself a box of Flex Track because I'm going to need some Flex Track on next part of the extension. And actually, I got a good deal. They were selling it for 173, but being a regular shop there, he gave me the box of Pico Flex Track for $150 for the box. Now that works out roughly about $120, $110, $120 US. So that's a pretty good. That was a good bargain buy. Now I left there. I think it was about 4:00. And caught the train back in the Central to change trains to Central. Okay, fair enough. I did have an early dinner there. There is a nice takeaway downstairs at Central Station. They had a stew that was steak Diane in a stew, and oh man, it was yummy. With a bit of rice. That was half an hour. Caught the train, and hi behold, I get on the train. One of the passengers that get on the train in Walleye Creek, which is the airport junction, is Maury, one of the sales rep from Sheila Hobbies, got on the train. I'm thinking, how the hell did he get down here so quick? You know, the shop closed at 4:30, 5:00. How did he get here so quick? Of course, you've got to go another direction to swap trains and then go across. I'll have to remember that for next time. I mean, he cut back maybe 45 minutes on his train trip to go across the city. So yeah, interesting. You really got to know the network to get across the city real quick. So I've got enough track now to start in the bottom section of the layout. After this is all done, pretty much got all the track done. But I've noticed I haven't got enough tortoise modes. That's the only problem. I'll have to do an order next couple of weeks. Way behind watching my videos. I am well behind with videos and everybody. Last week was a real mongrel week. This week's a little bit better, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Right. Tom, so you waiting to go on a trip, you don't know where, you're going on a mystery tour there, Randall?
Say again.
You're going on a mystery tour?
It's hard to say. Depends on where the railroad wants to send me. So
That's what I mean by mystery tour.
Yeah, last night I went to Valley Stone and assisted the rock train down there. So,
And Thomas, I noticed you had a video come up. I haven't had a look at that yet. How you been? You been all right so far since we last spoke?
Yeah, just been busy as heck. And right now I'm troubleshooting some wiring issues with the small motors that Tortoise makes, and I got an order in today, and they're single pole, double throw, momentary toggle switches, and they have an LED in them, green and red. And I got the toggle part working on the small. I can switch it and it goes back and forth, but I can't get the LEDs to come on. So I took another one out of the box and took my 9-volt battery trick, hooked it up, no LED. So I called up the electronic company that I bought them from, and I was talking to the guy. We were on the phone for about 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden, disconnected. So I said I'd wait till tomorrow to call him again and get on the phone and try to figure out how to get those LEDs to come on. But he was talking about the LEDs require only 2 millimeters or 2 milliamps, and he didn't know how much voltage was coming down. He says you need a resistor to drop it down, and I says, well, I got these couple of different kinds of resistors. I tried all 3 of them that I had, and the lights still don't come on. So I don't know what's going on. Either they're bad batch. I mean, I got 10 of them. I got 10 of those toggle switches, and I said I took one out, hooked it up. It didn't work. I took another one out to start testing it to see if I can get the LED to come on. It didn't come on. So I even called up Cititron, but they were closed for today. So I had to, because I wanted to make sure I was plugging it into the right ports on the Tortoise machine. And I was, but I didn't. I want to confirm it with them. But still, my test with the 9-volt battery, I have another LED that I have on my workbench. I have a resistor soldered onto one of the leads off of it, which is the plus side of the LED. And I put that on my 9-volt battery, and that thing lights up every time. So, I mean, I don't know why these don't work that way. They have 3 ports on the toggle switch, and it says LED on it, and there's 3 of them there. So I soldered 3 wires on to each, one onto each of those connectors, right? And I tried all the combinations, thinking, no luck. So I don't know what's going on with that. So that's what I've been playing with today.
Yeah, well, that's where it comes. Like, okay, it's nice to have the light on the toggle switch, but I'm doing I'll do all my own here. So if anything goes wrong, I know who to blame. But I mean, I did have a bad batch of LEDs here. I don't know where it was this year or last year. I was mentioning it. I was doing that job for well, that reminds me, I've got to finish that off.
Yeah.
I'll do that when I finish this. For David from Crooked River, I got a bad batch of LEDs. Yeah. And I took it into JK Electronics up the road here. And they turned around and said, oh, yeah, we had a bad batch. Here's 1 pack and here's a pack for free.
Yeah.
Just in case. So it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, these are for my panel that I put on my fascia for the turnout. So, just push the button and it changes the turnout. So
I've already I've already like for my actual panel, which is going to be where this monitor is here. I've already pre-wired all the switches and the LEDs and the signals and whatnot that I anticipate having on there. So that's ready to be put in on the board once I paint out the schematics and whatnot on it. It's pretty much ready to go. There's a big bag like this. It took me, I think, about a month to solder up all the LEDs together, solder up all the switches and that together. So it's ready to go. I just got to pull my finger out the best way I possibly can.
Yeah. Well, when I first started, I had a toggle switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then I had two LEDs, a red and a green, and they were on my panels. Then I put that all out, and I started getting these toggle switches with the LEDs in them, so I didn't have to have all those little LEDs all over the place on my panel. And then, so they work really good. But these, the Cobalt IPs and the Smails, I can use the same buttons for the Cobalt IPs. I got them working, but the Smails, I need to have a different type of toggle switch. So I got that. And so the Cobalt IPs, you can't get them nowhere. They're not to be found anywhere on this planet. Nobody has them anywhere. And so I got the smalls because they were available, and they're the same thing as the Cobalt. They connect to your DC power. You don't need to have a switch 8 to run them. And I said, okay, but now they're bringing me a different problem now with those toggle switches not working. So now I got to troubleshoot this, and so it just gives me something else to do, while doing that stuff, and it's holding me up putting them in because I don't want to install them until I know what size terminal block I need to put on each one of these machines. Do I need 3 ports or 8 ports? I don't want to put all 8 up there if I'm not going to use them. Like I did on the first part of my layout with the Torton machines. I wired up all 8, plugged them in, and I only used 3 wires on those. Right? So I could have just put a 3 port up there and it would have been cleaner. But I got all 8 in case, but I never use it, So here I need to use it because I got the toggle switch connected to the storage machine, the Smail, and to the digital IP. So it's directly there. So this makes it a little challenging, I should say. So once I get a hold of these people and can explain what I'm trying to do, like this last guy, he wouldn't even let me get a word in edgewise. He kept on talking and talking and trying to, wait a minute, let me tell you what I'm doing. Listen to what I'm saying, and then maybe you can figure it out. And but then we got disconnected, and I said, I'll wait until tomorrow. I'll talk to somebody during the daytime.
He didn't like you telling him how to do things.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. It's like, well, you don't know what the problem is until the person explains what the problem is.
So I might need a special resistor for this, I don't know. And so it's going to be figure it out. And but I mean, the 9-volt battery thing should have worked on that. It should have turned the light right on inside but I don't even know where the LED is in this toggle switch. Is it on the top? Is it on the side? I couldn't even, I don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, well, I was going to go and buy these toggle switches, very similar to what they had in the TransStar trucks, and you have your normal. You have your normal flick up and down switch,
Right.
And in the middle of it, they actually had a light in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So depending on what direction you had the switch on, is a color that it will give you out.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
$35 a pop, I got no, I'm not going to go that way. I just went for the normal $2 toggle switch up here at JK Electronics, the spring-loaded ones, and of course I'll get a bit more. I'll buy in bulk, and it works out roughly about 90 cents a toggle switch.
Yeah.
Which works out a lot cheaper. So I've got a whole heap of them, and I even got spares. I mean, I'm trying to work on a similar system to what we had at Yindera Station when they first went in. The modernising of the signal panel, which was basically they had toggle switches all over on the board. They did have the big one, but then they had the little one, which was basically what they call the remote switching, because most of the switching gets done now in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a panel that they put in there at the time for like a manual override. If something had to be done there, they could actually be done there. And g'day Heath, how are you? So I'm trying to mimic that system with a bit of my own in it. I did. Oh, you can't see it now; it's behind my back. I did do a trial run of it. It worked on Randall's run. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to put that on the layout because my room in here is very. It's going to be very restrained. I mean, Heath is going to have more room than what I have. And that says a lot. I've got a bigger room in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to work. And then the way I'm doing on the system, on the board itself, I can, with a flick of a switch or two, I can actually tell it whether it's going to be a manual operation, is it going to be computer orientated, or is it going to be fully automatic, all on the actual board itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to be, well, actually, it's not probably. The board's about this big by about that high. And I'm going to make it a swivel board where I can actually move it into the spot where I want it. The plan's all drawn out up in here. In principle, it works. I just got to put it into practice. So I just got to get on with it.
I just made little boards like about this size and placed them near the areas of the turnouts and stuff like that. So when I'm there, I can just push the buttons.
Well, I am going to make a, because where the layout's going to be on that side there, because there's going to be main junction down at the bottom here. I am going to put a remote panel there in case I've got someone like Richard coming over wants to operate trains. He can manually control the trains and the turnouts in that section.
Yeah.
The station area up here is going to have one, and my panel down below here, I'm going to redo all this. So the rail yard down the bottom's got a control panel up the top, but all just do the one. I think I might just do the one that controls these two sides here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll just do that. Just have the main panel up here that controls it. So,
yeah, I don't have one place to put a big one panel to do it all in. And the way I've been adding different layers and everything, I just add a panel underneath that level and stuff like that.
Yeah, mate. So you're lucky in that way that you got the big room to do it. But I'm thinking to myself, actually, I'm really honestly, I don't really get that many people to come in here. Yeah. But actually, come to think of it, don't need to put a lower panel. I just had one panel up in here because this is where everything's connected in here.
Mm-hmm.
Where the computer is, so it's going to be a shorter desk. There's not going to be enough room for two people to be here. One's got to be sitting here monitoring, like, use the computer as a dispatch. You know, again, the operation. So there's not going to be any room in here. So this person can control these two in here. And as I said, on the main line, that's going to have 2 stations on the main line, on the bottom level and the top level. They can control everything from there. It's really the way it's going to be. It's really going to be a two man operation.
Yeah.
If we do it that way, it's going to cut back on a lot of construction time.
Yeah.
The board is already prepared to come up in here. Let me just see if I can. Let me see if I can actually find. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can actually find the panel.
See, that's my board there. So it's a half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. This is the new one I'm making. I got to take it to Staples to get them to print it out in color and laminate it. And then I put it on a board, and then I drill all the holes through for the buttons, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I used it. I got a sheet of styrene. Just give me a moment. Let me just go and find this video because it is in my It is in my it is in my where is it? I did do a brief copy. Might be in this one here. I did do it. I think it was last year or year before. I did actually do it. Was it back to basics? Yeah, just bear with me for a minute. It might be in this one. I don't know. Because I know I've got it buried at the moment. No, it's not in that one. It might be somewhere else.
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
G'day, Rick. How are you?
I'll be right back, Arty.
Okay, Randall.
I'm not leaving the screen. I'm just getting out of the room for a second.
Sure, take your time.
Okay, let's see. Would it be in this one?
Kids are playing basketball. The ball came up. That's all.
No, I can't find it. No, I can't find it. But anyway, the way I'm working on it, it's going to be just a little bit bigger than the computer monitor.
Yeah.
And it's divided. It's going to be divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections.
Right.
It's already got a schematics for the bottom layer here on it. It's going to have the top main section where I'm going to have the voltmeters and the amp meter and whatnot up the top, and the switches where I can actually do it from manual operation, semi-automatic or computer operated, and to 40 automatic. Hey, you're back, Ethan. Nice to see you back. So it's going to be fun. The bulk of the wiring is going to be. Then the headache's going to be wiring it all together.
Yeah.
I worked out the diagrams and whatnot, so that's going to be the headache. But once it's done, it's going to be easy. And with
that's why I didn't go with one, because then the wires would have to be run for a real long length. This way, I put the panels in the general area, and then I didn't have to run real long wires from each turnout back to the panel. So
yeah, well, the wire's not going to be going all the way to the panel as such.
Yeah.
Down here onto my left-hand side, I'm going to have where, like with the switch aids and whatnot, it's going to be here. There's going to be like a junction where all the wires come into. It doesn't go into the panel. The only thing that's going to be inside the panel is okay. I'm using NCE equipment. There will be some.
I'll look through that and see what I find.
Components inside it. The one of the components that's really, really handy to have inside a panel is the micro panels that they got. The little micro panels. So you can actually, I'm going to end up having 2 of them in there, which would control my turnouts and everything else inside on the layout. And everything, as you know yourself, runs off the cord of the micro panel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to leave out a lot of wiring. The only other wiring that's coming in is the track detection wiring, where the LEDs will light up on the actual panel.
Right.
I've got to work out how it's going to be done, and it should work. It should work.
Yeah. It's a wiring issue wherever you do. You know, you got to worry about the wires and stuff. And so I thought I would simplify things this time by getting a lot of less components. That's why I got those digital machines instead of having the tortoise machines are not digital. They're just an analog machine. And, you know, it just sends a DCC signal through a switch 8. Switch 8 is your, like, decoder for it.
Yeah.
And so that's, but these here are smart machines, and getting them wired up. At least I got the Cobalt IPs wired, and now you know what I have to do for those. And now, yeah.
You see, the other reason why I've gone the way I have, with the wiring having it all in one central spot, I'm only going to have probably about 1.5 foot. I'm just going to have enough room in here to squeeze in sideways.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything electronic, like any of the components or whatnot, is going to fail, I'm going to have a hard time getting to it. And particularly when you've got like your BD20s, we got all these other electronic gadgets fail,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm going to have a hard time getting to it. And my stomach bones ain't getting any smaller for some reason. They seem to be getting bigger. So if I can move that over to here, it'd be good. I'm very restricted for space, and I've got to try to make the most of it. You're lucky you can actually do that.
Yeah.
My biggest nightmare is going to be when the tortoise motors fails.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, knock on wood, I haven't had any of those kind of failures. You know, BD20s are all working still. I mean, I had a couple of LEDs on some of the signals go out, but here a wire got loose, and all I had to do was solder the wire back on and get it going again. But other than that, but eventually things fail. But you know,
it does.
I can get to anything I need. Like my 3rd level, I can stand here and work on it. You know, I reach up underneath. The subway system, that's underneath. I can do that too. My 2nd level here, I can get underneath it, and in the 1st level, I can get on the floor and get anywhere.
But so you've got another advantage over me too, and majority of the viewers here too. You guys living, a large majority of you guys are living in your own houses. You're permanent. You don't have to worry about removing the layout in say 6 to 12 months time, right? What's time consuming for me? I don't want to be building another layout after this. I want to reuse this layout. So what I'm doing is I'm making the layout
modular.
a modular layout where it's going to be easy to be pulled apart. And where it gets time consuming is doing it like your harnesses, like I'm doing these plugs, as you can see there, the joining plug, where the layout actually joins up together. So all I've got to do is pull the plug apart, undo the 2 bolts and maybe a couple of screws, but I can pull it out. Or if I'm not planning on to, but we know what life's like, we might curl over tomorrow. Someone's got to come in here and pull the thing apart.
Yeah, well, that's their problem, not your problem.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I don't want to make life hell for them anyway, so I'm thinking about them. So I worked out who I'm going to give the layout to. So he's going to have to come over here and give me a hand to pull it together.
Yeah.
So he knows how to pull it apart in case something happens. But I've done it in such a I've got to do it in such a way that it pulls apart and it can fit out through the front door or even through the back door, because there's not much room. There's not much room to move things around. I can barely get my queen size bed in the place when I moved in. So that's how fun it is to get the stuff in.
Yeah, see, I have no plans to move.
Well, see, you got the advantage. You got the advantage over me.
Right.
If I won Lotto or Powerball this week or next week, it's only down to, yes, I did take top section down, Dwight, but I haven't thrown it out. I'm working on it. That harness that I just showed is going into that. It's outside at the moment, and once I get the other bits done, and this corner here, I'm going to start laying the track, plugging it all in, and bringing it back in. We took it outside to do some timber work, and the weather's been real cold this week, but I haven't had time as well. Doctor's interviews, insurance, lawyers.
Yeah. Everything takes time, that's all.
Yeah. Man, we just had some great... Oh, Rex. Oh, okay. You got that fun this time. Our guy here is it's been very, very quiet since last Monday when the guy went into the tobacconist. Where's the other Ray? When the guy that went up my driveway, he's locked up. He's going away for about 18 months, so we get have some peace and quiet for a little while. Yeah, well, with police chase, all I've got to do is sit on we used to be able to sit on the front steps, and depending which way you look at your head, you can have your own live entertainment. You don't have to turn on the TV. We can watch it live. But no, I haven't got rid of it. Dwight, I've still got it. It's under tarpaulin outside. Hopefully, next couple of days, I'll be able to. Actually, I've got to find the box where I've got all the components, the pits and whatnot for the RAN house. So I can put the LED lights inside of it. I'm actually dreading doing it because I've got to get underneath and unhook all the wiring underneath and then move it out, and I've got to put a panel in the back, the back backdrop panels. I've got to put that up, and it's very restricted to space. And that's not good, John. That's no good at all. I nearly got wiped out by an old lady yesterday. Up in Corrigan, went to go and take some pictures. I mean, when the head of the cob's out. Oh, Derek, you guys are great. But yeah, I'm dreading doing this corner, but it's got to be done. So
yeah, once you get that corner done, then you can put the other level on top.
Then the top layer, it's going to be done. I've got it outside. I can work all the tracker outside, and when I get it in, all I want to do is join the middle section, plug it all in. That's ready to go, and then bang, I can start working on here.
Yeah.
But I really got to get into it. So yeah, it's a bit hard when you got to do everything yourself.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And when you haven't got movements, your hands are playing up, my left shoulder's playing up again. I've got to go and get an MRI scan done on that because I'm having problems lifting it and keeping it up for too long, so it's not fun. But yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there slowly. I've got the track here. I do need to get some more tortoise motors, but I'll get them from the US because they're cheaper.
Right.
How
many you need? How many you need?
Probably about another 12.
And get a 12-pack. That's cheaper.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to get the 12-pack.
Right.
I just got to work out what I've got here and how many more I need.
Yeah, so I just watched somebody's video. He was doing a comparison of the prices of the tortoise machines, and if you buy like one, it costs this much. But if you buy 12, then and they come with the connector on the bottom, the one that slips on. If you buy the connector separate and then on a single one, it was like a penny difference in price.
I just keep my system as you guys know. I'm putting my animal system in the bottom. Yeah, it's time consuming doing it this way.
Yeah,
but I already got a system in it. Yeah, I could probably go another brand, but I'm just going to stick to the one brand.
Yeah,
because if something goes wrong, I know. Well, that's the brand I've got. I can go and get. I can keep spares of these and interchange anywhere on the layout.
Right.
Right.
And those you'll be able to get them easier because there's no semiconductors in there. That's why.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to standardize everything. So if something goes wrong, it's there. I've got spare ones here. I think I need another. I might need more than 12. I might need at least another 20, but at least another 12 will get me out of trouble, get the layout up and going. As such. I'm going to do it in such a way so I can actually install tortoise motors as I need it. Pico has actually changed their design on their turnouts compared to what they used to be, where you used to have to pull the turnout out, pull the backing off, pull the spring out.
Yeah, spring out. Yeah. You had to pull the spring out to have the tortoise machine control the Picos.
Yeah, on the old. Yeah. Okay, good night, Tammy and Ray. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, good night, Tammy and Ray.
With the old tortoise, with the old Pico motors, to get the spring out, you had to get to it from underneath the turnout.
Yep.
Now the new ones you don't have to.
Right.
You can get it from the top, and I've got all their new ones here. I can actually take. I don't need to take my take that turnout out. I can leave it in spot, pre-drill the hole where it's going to go, and when I get the tortoise motor, I just go bang, put it up inside, take the spring out, and off it goes. Yeah. I'll have the harness there all ready to go, so when I can afford it, and when I get the shipment over.
I have like, I think 5, maybe 6 Pico turnouts. All the rest of my turnouts are Atlas. And I just installed 17 turnouts on this yard that I put up. So it's a lot of turnouts. And the Pico ones, I have a 3-way Pico.
Yeah.
And that I use 2 tortoise machines on to control that. And then the other Picos, I got their machines, the PL10 and the 15s.
Yeah.
And I mounted them on there. And my double slip, I used their PL10s and 15s on. So
Yeah.
And they work well, and I don't have no problems with them. It switches them automatically and everything. So,
Hi, Robin. How are you? Yeah, I moved away. I moved away from the tortoise motors.
yeah,
No, not tortoise motors. The Pico motors. And the reason why I went away from it is like from past experience. They don't always throw. They didn't always throw. And as I said, I'm going to be restricted space. If a turnout fails to throw and I have a train drumming in a hard accessible area, I'm going to have, g'day postmodern, how are you? We're pretending to talk about trains there, postmodern. We're just pretending to talk about trains. But if I have a train Gerard in a very awkward spot, it's going to be hard for me to get it.
yep,
And being a mountainous scene, if a train does derail or an unhook and whatnot, you get your carriages running away. It'll go all the way down the mountain, and I'm just going to have a big pile of mess.
right.
So I went to tortoise. At least the tortoise motors, with them failing to throw, is very, very limited.
Yeah,
As long as you do everything right.
right. But you could have it thrown the wrong way, and it derails. So what I did on my Helix, I have a couple of turnouts up there, and then I got some equipment from Azatrax, which is a company, and they sell these sensors. And when a train goes by that sensor, it switches the turnout to the direction the train's coming from.
Yeah.
Automatically. I don't have to worry about it. That way, because it's on the Helix. I can't look down on the rails in the Helix, not easily. And especially at the higher level of the Helix, I have to get on I have to get on my step stool and then look down which ways. I don't want to do that. So I put them all automatic there, and it makes it a lot easier. And then I don't have to worry about which way it's turned. But I didn't do that for every turnout, because some of those turnouts are, yard entrances, and in the yard, I don't have to worry about automation in there. Just need them on the spots where the trains are coming and going up and down, stuff like that. So
yeah. In the hidden staging that I'm going to have, in the hidden staging that I'm going to have here on the bottom, because it's going to be a return route and it's going to be a hidden area. What I'm going to do there is I'm going to actually put cameras in there so I can actually see one, which way the track is thrown, and whereabouts the train has actually stopped in its yard. And with these cameras that I got from Office Works, they're good because they actually have a light on them.
Yeah.
So I don't need to put an LED to light up everything down on the bottom.
Yeah.
I just have the LED shining off the camera into that small little section, and it'll work out all right. I already tested it here on the top layer, so it will work.
Yeah, night vision on cameras are really good because then they light up when they need to.
No, this one's actually got a. Let's see if I've got one here handy. Hang on, just excuse us for a minute. Oh, here she is. Come here. I've got so much going. That's a camera there that I'm going to be using, and it's got a separate switch on the back. Right, and it's got its own bright LEDs on it. So that's everything in one, and I don't have to worry about any more fancy dangle wiring for LEDs. I will put an clear LED strip in there.
Yeah.
With a switch in case I've got to work in there. I can just flick the switch up and all the hidden areas will light up.
Right.
Yeah.
All my cameras, when the lights go out in this room, they have LEDs all the way around the camera, and then they come on red. They're not white, they're red. And then if I look at it on my phone, I can look at the cameras on my phone, and then I can see like it's daylight.
Yeah.
You know,
I try to keep my phone for one purpose and one purpose only, to make phone calls.
Yeah.
Anything like cameras or anything like that, I prefer to use my computer for it.
Yeah.
That's what computers designed for. I don't want to have that many different other gadgets and everything else going on my phone. I mean, I've already dropped 2 phones, and if you drop them, then you got
well, I can look at them on the computer too, but I mean, well, if I'm at work or something, I want to check something, I can, look at the cameras on my phone. So
yeah,
even my security cameras, I can look at those. My doorbell, I can look at
like a
those.
security cameras. That's a little bit different. Like if you're away, I reckon that's a good idea. But I try to keep my phone basically for telephone
Right.
calls.
Yeah, but nobody calls on the phone anymore.
What's that?
Nobody calls on the phone anymore. They either text message you or email you. They don't call.
Oh, I've got to say, I've been kicked out of Sydney. Only because I wasn't glued to my phone.
Yeah.
I wasn't walking around while gluing my face to the phone. I mean, really?
When I'm walking around, my phone's in my pocket. That's where I keep it.
Yeah, I didn't have it on my person. I forgot it.
Yeah.
I forgot my phone. I left it at home.
When I worked in Manhattan, I'd be walking from my building to Penn Station to get the train to go back to Jersey. How many people had this, and how many people walked out in the street and almost got run over by a car because they weren't paying attention?
Oh, it's the same even around here, but even in Sydney.
Yeah.
Everyone just, the train's coming, and they're walking on the train, walking on and off the train there like this. It's like, well, the train's not here yet. My phone says my train has not arrived yet, but the train's there.
Yeah.
Well, new instructions, they had to board a train. They had to get off the train.
Yeah. When you sit down, then you can look at your phone. The only time I had a phone in my hand when I ran the train is to show them my ticket, because my ticket was on my phone.
Oh, hell no. I'll get a proper ticket. A proper ticket I'll get. I mean, where is it?
Never had one. Always had it on my phone.
Yeah, there's only one thing. Yeah, well, you see, I don't like things that run on batteries. Batteries go flat. Then how are you going to show your ticket? There's my ticket.
Yeah. Well, I had an MTA card for in the city when I was in the city. I had a card for that. But I mean, the New Jersey Transit, I had the app on my phone, and I could just show them the ticket right there.
And there's my LA one. I've got the LA one here too, because I use it in LA, and it's still valid too. Believe it or not, still got money on it.
Yeah.
But I've had so many experiences where either the phone's failed or it's gone flat. Mind you, I've got to say one thing about New York, which I did like, is your charging stations along the streets.
Yeah.
As long as you have your cord with you,
right?
You got places along there in New York where you can actually plug your phone in and charge them.
Yeah. See, I never had a problem with my phone battery running dead. I would always charge it the night before I go to work, still fully charged. I get to work, plug it into the charger, and then when I leave, it's fully charged. So I never had to worry about that. But some people drain them out totally. One day I was walking around with my friend, and she just moved into the city, and I was showing her around the city, and our batteries went low on our phones. We had to find the Apple store in New York City. We went in there and charged our phones in there. They didn't have the stations back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, we found the Apple store. We went inside, plugged our phones in, and they let us charge our phones, for a while.
The only area I noticed that they didn't have them when I was there that time was down where the towers were.
Yeah.
Like I went down to the towers and my phone was getting flat because I'm taking photos, videos, whatnot. Of course, that chews up your battery.
Yeah.
And I was there for most of the day, but I couldn't find a charging port. So I went out walking and looked for one, and I did actually find one. It's not far from where you get the ferries to go across to Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Around that area there, but I did find one there, but I was getting hungry, and I found this pizza pasta restaurant over there. So I went in there and I asked the chaps there if there's any chance of putting my phone on charge. And look, while it's on charge, I'll get something to eat. No problem. So I sat there for a good hour and whatnot, and my phone charged up.
Yeah.
G'day, Papa John. How are you? Nice to see you in here.
I even got a solar battery charger for my phone, and I could outside it would charge outside, or you plug it in and it charged, and then you take that, plug it into your phone, and charge it up, and it was like a fast charge type of thing. And your phone was charged again. So that was pretty cool. I don't know where that thing got to. When I moved, I think I lost it.
Has been against things that run on. It's a horrible accident with an next call. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you get about right there, Anthony. Yep. Yeah, I don't know which girlfriend you're talking about, but yeah. But yeah, since I don't work for myself anymore and no longer emergency services or the first responders, having the phone go quiet is a godsend. Because when you work for yourself and as a first responder, because we were specialised in our field, it would go off 24/7.
Yep.
You never had any rest, and you had to keep the phone on. You couldn't turn it on unless you gone on holiday, on vacation.
Right.
But when I was a first responder, they still want to know where you are, just in case they needed you for a specialist job. And it's like, well, yeah, but no. That's why I love going up in the mountains, in the Appalachian Mountains, because nothing would work up there.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I'm on call this week for work, so after hours, so I have to have my phones on all the time in case somebody has a problem.
Yeah. I mean, if I go back to work, I'll have my phone on and I'll use it. That's fair enough. But I mean, at the moment, I'm not working, so I don't want to have the phone on.
Yeah, I have to keep my phone on too in case they call me during a trip. Need me to bring a crew bag or something to that extent.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Trackside Mike, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
It's different when you're working, but I'll tell you what. I did have my last landlord's husband. He was actually telling me a lot of things about the mobile phones, and I'll tell you what. But even the mobile phones, but not just them, but even the laptops. These days, this computer system, and they know exactly what you're doing anyway. And I don't want to be tracked all the time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's funny. You go on something on your phone, and then you're in another city, and then all of a sudden you start getting ads about that city and stuff like that. How do you think they know that, right?
Exactly, because what you do, like over in here the other day, I thought, just for curiosity's sake, I want to have a look at the prices of the cruise ships. We're going on a cruise.
Right.
To do something different. G'day, Georgia Sunbelt. How are you, bud? Bernard, see, about time you turned up. Now I can go now.
Hey, Anthony.
And now I'm getting bombarded every time I turn on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting bombarded by offers from the cruise ship companies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, like, come on.
Well, I'm getting
Phone turned
bombarded.
up this morning and wanted me to upgrade it to Windows 11. I go, no, I don't want Windows 11.
Right. Well, I just bought this house 2 years ago. Well, it's going to be 3 years in July. Right. So fresh new mortgage. Right. Every day I get 30, 40 emails a day for refinancing your mortgage. Why would I want to do that when my interest rate was so low when I got it, and now the interest rate's higher? Why do I want to refinance for it? I said, you know what? And I didn't even inquire about refinancing. Never. They just automatically see all the people that got mortgages, and they start bombarding you all with emails. Somebody is selling the information, which they shouldn't be allowed to do.
Well, that's right. But I was talking with the landlord here, and maybe a few you guys on here regarding the house up for sale next door, and I'm getting advertisements for houses for sale. Come on,
Yeah.
you know.
At work, we got to be really careful because we have students that are under the age of 18, which means they're not an adult yet.
Yeah.
So we got to be real careful. We can't give out social security numbers. We can't give out their addresses, their birthday. None of that information it's called PI information, right?
Yeah.
And we can't give it, and we've got some people that accidentally put it in an email and send it to somebody, and then we have to go and get that email and delete it and do all it's craziness. So we have to be that for the students and stuff. Why can't the rest of the companies have to treat their customers that way?
Yeah.
Don't give out any personal information to anyone. Don't, and it's just that's why we get all this garbage mail and phone calls. I keep getting a phone call. Oh, this is the state police calling, and we're doing this. Blah 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 blah. State police don't call like that. It's some scam artist making believe he's in state police, and it's not even a New Jersey number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, okay, I know the state police barracks in New Jersey because I was almost a state trooper, so I know most of them. There might be a couple of new ones out there, but I know where they all are, and I know the area codes that they're in. And you're calling me not from there. I know it, and I just tell them, "Sorry, you got the wrong number," and hang up.
We have a system in place here. They tried it here. They Thomas, if they send you what's that, an envelope? Yeah, true. Over here we do get text messages from time to time from the law enforcement and emergency services, and it's one number. And you know what it is. They'll send you a text if something's going wrong.
Right.
Stay inside the house, or we're looking for such and such, or this person's missing. We're looking for such and such, and you get it on your phone.
Yeah.
And in that area,
Right.
if we get a weather warning, of course, I'll get extra information because I'm still in their system. That gets a bit annoying, but it's
my local police here and the local emergency services. They send it in the mail, and then I respond to that. But these people that call, no.
I like it when they turn around and say, "Well, if you don't pay your taxes, you're going to jail." And I just turn around and say, "Well, I need a vacation.
Yeah,
come and get me."
Yeah.
But the best ones that are coming out, they did have me for a little while. Don't they? Did it in the United States. And the worst thing is they really target a lot of the single guys too, and women, but more so the guys. Where and I know some guys have gone to the single dating sites and whatnot. They ring up and you get a phone call saying, "Oh, you got my daughter pregnant."
Never even met your daughter, right?
Oh, did I just? All right.
Yeah.
Did I get her pregnant? Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what. If it's my, let's go and do a DNA test. If it's my kid, that kid's going to be mine. Your daughter's not getting it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Or there's another one. There was another text message that was going. Another phone call that was coming out. They were doing was they were ringing up and they say, I'm, Jenny or Samantha or whatever girl's name would be, and we'll be like, oh, by the way, right about my age, I'm not 22, I'm actually 14.
Right.
You're thinking, so what the hell is going on here?
Right. That's why I don't get on those things, because a picture is somebody who looks like they're 20, really 70, or they're 70, and they have a picture of a 20-year-old. Get out of here! I don't need that.
I wished I was Bernard, but we're not going to go there. But I tell you what, Bernard, the way it comes out, it's bloody scary, especially when they get someone on the other end of the phone and abusing the daylights out of you, saying that you got their daughter pregnant. It's like, I haven't seen a girl in about 2 months because I've been out in the outback, where the only female thing I've seen out there was the feathered birds and the kangaroos bouncing around. That was the only female form that I've seen out there.
Yeah.
Maybe occasional bartender at a gas station, but that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah,
there's a lot of deceit out there. That's all there is.
Oh, it's gone crazy.
Yeah.
All right then, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I've got work I've got to get done.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming in, everybody, and join us at Trackside. Sorry, wrong program. Cab Crew Wednesday. I was looking at Trackside Mike's thing there. Plumber, I hope you're doing well in the background there, buddy. I know you're listening. Hello to you. D-Rail Daryl is probably be down in Hollywood North with his pantyhose over his head or his pantyhose somewhere and makeup all over himself, sending himself in the street. And I can just picture it. I can just picture him doing that. And I think everybody else here can too. I will be on live this weekend. I should be here at home. So thank you guys. Have fun. Stay safe. I'll try to catch up with everybody's videos in the next coming weeks. Life's just been hectic, so I will, James, I will enjoy your sticker, and I will catch up to everybody soon. Take care. Bye.
Have a good, guys.
Good night, everyone.